Jungkook, known mononymously as Jungkook, has grown far beyond the traditional role of a K-pop idol. While his roots remain deeply connected to South Korea through BTS, Jungkook's global reach now spans continents, genres, and audiences. His name in America no longer requires introduction. From music platforms to cultural collaborations, his impact is increasingly visible in the Western world. In the early days of BTS, Jungkook was often referred to as the group's golden magne, a title highlighting his multi-talented presence as a singer, dancer, producer, and performer. However, in the American context, Jungkook is now being recognized for more than just his role within BTS. He has carved an individual identity that Western media, industry professionals, and audiences now regard as significant in its own right. Jungkook's ability to blend pop, R&B, and hip-hop with Korean stylistic elements has enabled him to navigate the Western music industry with surprising fluidity. Streaming platforms, radio mentions, and even collaborations have helped establish his presence on a more mainstream scale in the US market. Jungkook's transition from being part of a globally successful group to emerging as a solo powerhouse is notable in many ways. In the past, it was common for K-pop artists to gain collective fame within a group and later focus on acting or domestic appearances. Jungkook, however, chose a different trajectory, one that centers heavily on music, both in Korea and abroad. In the US, his solo activities have been closely monitored by fans, music producers, and industry executives. His releases have not only trended on social media, but also entered prominent playlists curated by American streaming platforms. This visibility is indicative of how his artistry is being absorbed outside of traditional K-pop contexts. Importantly, Jungkook's English-language releases and cross-border promotional strategies have allowed him to be perceived as a standalone act. Music critics and US media outlets have even described him as one of the few global artists who possess both mass appeal and technical prowess. In a market that is saturated with new acts, Jungkook's brand remains durable. Part of Jungkook's success in the US also stems from the broader American fascination with Korean entertainment. Korean cinema, television, and music have entered a golden age of Western consumption. In this cultural landscape, Jungkook stands out as a figure of consistency and innovation. His ability to connect visually, sonically, and culturally with Western audiences contributes to his stronghold in the US market. Whether it's through his unique fashion sense, his participation in viral challenges, or his regular presence in global entertainment news, Jungkook has managed to maintain continuous relevance. Major US-based magazines and digital platforms have increasingly featured Jungkook in fashion spreads, video content, and artist-to-watch roundups. American fans are not only consuming his music, but also participating in fan-based content creation, merchandise purchases, and concert attendance, factors that make his name more than just recognizable, but highly influential. As Western and Eastern music industries continue to intersect, Jungkook has been strategic in selecting international collaborations that resonate with a broad audience. Unlike one-time collaborations that merely boost publicity, Jungkook's partnerships seem to reflect genuine artistic alignment. Several producers in Los Angeles, New York, and Toronto have reportedly sought Jungkook for upcoming projects. His vocal flexibility, particularly his ability to shift from falsetto to lower registers, is considered valuable in Western pop and R&B production settings. This adaptability is one of the main reasons behind speculation about Jungkook's involvement in Justin Bieber's next album, reportedly titled Swag. While no official confirmation has been released as of yet, multiple industry sources suggest that the collaboration is already recorded and is being positioned as one of the album's lead singles. The American music industry thrives on high-profile collaborations, and if the rumors are accurate, Jungkook's appearance on Justin Bieber's upcoming album Swag could be a pivotal moment. Not only would this collaboration signify Jungkook's acceptance into the elite circle of Western pop, but it would also be a strategic milestone in expanding his solo presence. Bieber's team has remained tight-lipped about the tracklist and features. However, Insiders point to several indicators that support Jungkook's inclusion, from anonymous audio leaks to songwriting credits registered under pseudonyms associated with both artists. If Jungkook indeed features on Swag, it may mark one of the first true East-West collaborations where both artists share equal creative input. This move would not only highlight Jungkook's growing credibility in Western music production, but also show that US pop stars see value in collaborating beyond cultural tokenism. One of Jungkook's greatest achievements in the American music landscape is his ability to defy conventional stereotypes often imposed on K-pop artists. While the genre has gained global recognition, many Korean artists have struggled to break through the limiting perceptions often held by Western media, being seen as boy band singers or industry machines. Jungkook, however, is increasingly seen as an individual artist. US publications have acknowledged his role in songwriting and producing. Interviews, behind-the-scenes documentaries, and studio sessions leaked online further bolster this perception. Moreover, Jungkook's decisions, from song choice to vocal arrangements, reflect a level of autonomy not often attributed to Asian artists in the US mainstream. He represents a new category, a globally relevant musician who uses his platform strategically rather than passively. Although Billboard metrics are not the focus of this article, streaming and airplay data from US cities can illustrate Jungkook's reach. Cities like Los Angeles, Chicago, New York, Houston, and Atlanta show consistent play rates for his solo tracks on both Korean and English releases. Beyond charts, Jungkook's music has become part of commercial soundscapes, from retail stores and gyms to cafes and lounges. This non-traditional form of airplay contributes to cultural familiarity with his voice and sound among non-Korean-speaking listeners. Several radio stations in the United States have also included Jungkook in their regular rotation. Unlike previous waves of K-pop artists who had temporary popularity spikes, Jungkook's inclusion seems to be long-term and organic. In recent years, a noticeable shift has occurred in how American music executives and producers evaluate international talent. Jungkook has been at the center of many industry discussions, not merely as a member of BTS, but as a global asset with strategic potential. Major music labels in the US, including those based in Los Angeles and Nashville, have begun treating Jungkook as a viable collaborator and creative partner. Producers who have worked with top-tier American artists like The Weeknd, Ariana Grande, and Post Malone have either publicly praised Jungkook's vocals or discreetly expressed interest in studio partnerships. These sentiments are not based on hype, but on technical analysis, from his vocal tone to his studio discipline. His proficiency in delivering harmonies, emotional subtleties, and layered vocal techniques has impressed Western studio engineers. Such behind-the-scenes respect places Jungkook in a unique position. He's no longer just a featured international star. He's becoming a sought-after name in songwriter and producer circles, especially those developing multi-genre global projects. The discussion around Jungkook's reported involvement in Justin Bieber's upcoming album Swag continues to circulate across multiple entertainment channels. While neither artist has officially confirmed the collaboration, there have been several instances that suggest something is underway. Firstly, both artists are signed under labels that have connections via Universal Music Group. That makes cross-artist negotiations and recording logistics relatively easy. Secondly, industry databases such as ASCAP and SESAC have shown temporary registrations under shared collaborators, songwriters and producers who've previously worked with both Jungkook and Bieber. Furthermore, certain social media posts have added fuel to the speculation. Jungkook's management team has maintained radio silence, while Justin Bieber recently mentioned, "Working with someone who's never been on one of my albums before, but the world knows him well." If the track is released, it would likely fall within the mid-tempo pop or R&B category, leveraging both Jungkook's controlled vocals and Bieber's global pop persona. The reported title of the track has not been leaked, but fans and insiders suggest it's being positioned for a mid-album release, not just a bonus or deluxe track. Media platforms in the US have a considerable role in shaping how international artists are perceived. In Jungkook's case, the coverage has consistently been favorable and professional. Unlike other international celebrities who are sometimes reduced to novelty, Jungkook's treatment by press outlets in America has been closer to that of a well-established mainstream artist. For instance, publications such as Rolling Stone, Variety, and Vulture have covered Jungkook's solo activities with detailed write-ups that analyze musical composition, artistic growth, and production quality. These outlets tend to use language reserved for career musicians, focusing less on his origins and more on his musical merit.